The Communities That Care system was designed to help communities prevent the development of common youth problems such as substance misuse, teen pregnancy, school dropout, violence, and delinquency. It's a risk and protection-based system that allows communities to measure their own levels of risk and protection in the community and then implement tested, evidence-based programs or strategies to address those risk factors and to enhance the protective factors. It's really about positive, healthy youth development, and it involves all aspects of the community, the family, the individual, and schools. In June of 2009, the City of Prince George, on behalf of the Communities That Care Board, presented to the School Board of Trustees and received unanimous approval to administer the Communities That Care Youth Survey to students in schools in Prince George.
Well, I think it's important that School District 57 was involved in this project. We are in the business of youth, and as this is a proactive, positive youth development program, it's really important that our board and senior admin and staff are involved in this.
Prince George Detachment, one of our priorities, of course, is youth, or safe communities, and youth falls under the safe communities. But as a national organization, youth and interacting with our youth, as well as being able to provide them positive choices, is one of our priorities. So, and collectively within the community, you know, the RCMP in general is a member of the community, but more importantly, we want to ensure that we're part of the education, awareness, prevention piece, that we're working in and making sure that youth have options so they're not led down the path of poor choices and getting involved in, you know, different types of crimes, whatever that may be.
We're really excited about the results from this study. It allows us to build upon the many of the things that they view as being strengths, while bringing those strengths to assist with addressing some of the concerns that have also been raised as part of the study. I think that the collaborative planning process that has been generated through this project, I think, is strong, and I think bodes well for the future of community planning within Prince George.
We know from the youth, it's not a group of individuals or adults that are making choices for the youth. It's an assessment of what the youth think are priorities and what we need to assist them with. And so as an agency, to participate in that is great because, as I said, we're hearing directly from the youth themselves.
Anything that helps us to do our work, and our work is really in enhancing learning, that will make a difference in the lives of our children. Anything that will enhance that, enhance student engagement, is a positive for us. What was, I guess, made the biggest impression on me was the positive role that School District 57 plays in the lives of children. It was certainly seen as a factor of great importance to kids, and that our staff and our schools have done a really good job at being a protective factor for the children in our city, and that is something that makes me very proud of people that I'm very proud to work with.
The study overall identified some areas of concern, but as I mentioned, it also identified some areas of strength within our community. And so as I say, I think that we can build towards those strengths, and so it gives us some very good data from which to build and also evaluate our programs and how we're doing as a community. I think it does reflect the fact that families, you know, need support, and the youth themselves are saying, you know, we would like to have a bit more support in terms of our own development. Although they also highlight that there are many aspects of many positive things that are available to them currently within Prince George.
One of the things that, from my perspective and RCMP perspective, was the not so much of an issue or the concern with gangs, and of course that's certainly something that we as an organization are very concerned about, given the nature of what we're dealing with right now in Prince George as a whole. And we do know that a lot of our youth are being recruited and that they are very susceptible to being recruited. However, the report didn't necessarily demonstrate that from a youth concern, and fair enough. So that's not to say that we're not going to continue focusing on ensuring that we're providing preventative or education a component, and at least, you know, in the event that youth do in fact become involved in gangs or are likely to become involved in gangs, they know that there's other choices out there.
So for us, the next phase is going to be very interesting and again very important as the group looks at the kinds of proactive programs that we have around our community. And I think when that work is done and the findings are before us, we'll be able to look at what it is that all of us can do, the many community partners involved in this project, to work together to provide programming that again is helpful to our youth.
So in terms of next steps for Prince George, this report is not just going to sit on a shelf somewhere. We're going to take the risk and protection factor profile, the information that's contained in the community assessment report, and move into our next phase. We're going to complete a community resources assessment, and what this really means is that we're going to look at existing resources in the community, programs, policies, and practices that may already be addressing our risk factors and our protective factors, and where there might be some gap areas. And if there are gap areas, what we can do to address those. With that information, we'll move into the creating a community action plan. And it's at this point we'll look at evidence-based, proven, tested, effective prevention strategies that match up with our risk factors for our community.